we are the Green Band. That was called Into the Clouds, and it's by Richard Salcedo, and he wrote it as he was getting his pilot's license, and so he was trying to create a musical example of the excitement he had as he was actually flying into the clouds. I would like to echo again, you may hear this a couple more times this afternoon and evening, but the ECU staff, the invitation to come and work at this camp was a great welcome for me. I've had a few years off from the camp, and so it was great to be invited back. So thank you to Dr. Yukonevich, Dr. Wagner, and Dr. Staub for inviting me back. This has been a great week. And I also want to thank all of those other staff members as well, because we use the term "it takes a village," and I used to years ago work in the dorms, and they do a very behind-the-scenes job that the music tonight doesn't quite give a recognition for, but all those dorm counselors who keep your kids fed and watered and safe and all that good stuff, they work around the clock. Literally, they work around the clock. So thank you to the dorm staff for getting them where they need to be on time, and then our sectional teachers, and also the musicianship teachers who give them a little insight on other aspects of music that they don't get maybe from just playing. And then finally, I would like to thank the assistants who are Miss Christina Rickaby and Miss Jenna Franks, and then specifically with this band, I almost want to call her an associate director, Mrs. Parton, Meredith Parton, who is back in the percussion section right now, playing, or was playing, and Miss Franks is back there, and they just made this week so smooth for us as directors, and I couldn't have done it without them, so I want to thank all of those. The next piece we're going to play is going to change gears. So we did the clouds. Now we're going to do water. This is called Music of the Water. It's a blending of the folk songs of Shenandoah and The Water is Wide. So when we started this week, the next piece is one that I knew would be a little bit of a push, and I'll let you decide at the end if they met the challenge or not. I'm not going to prep you one way or the other, but I knew it would be a push. But it's been one that's been fun to work on. We've put a lot of time into it. It's called In Tantum Lux, and we've also learned that that means the only light. Okay, and when I picked the music, I really didn't know any background behind it, but I thought it would be good to recognize what the composer's intentions were. This piece was written to celebrate the life of a music educator and her faith who taught in a small school her entire career and persevered through the challenges and unique demands that teaching small bands present. And I was able to relate to the students a little bit about my background and my start in band, and how when I started in 6th grade band, we had 12 in our class. And that was a normal sized band class in a small rural eastern North Carolina school. And there are challenges that come with being students and a director of the small schools. And we do want to recognize all the perseverance and hard work that goes into all band programs and all directors. And I want you to think about thanking your band director, whether it's a small program, medium-sized program, but we teach lots of students and we normally hear the negative, okay? So we go home sometimes and there's one person that's had something negative to say while there's 99 others out there that are pleased and happy. So I encourage you, uplift your band directors back home. I know it's the summer, send them a quick email. Make sure when school starts, thank them for having this opportunity where your student could attend this type of a camp and have an opportunity to continue growing, because your band directors do a lot back home that allow us to do these kind of things here. So support the music education in your schools, and this piece was written to do just that. So here is In Tantum Lux. me that they not only met the challenge, they rose above it and had an amazing performance of that piece. And music is a progression, you know, and what you heard in the Purple Band is amazing. I'm hoping this is amazing for you. And then Red should be, you know, it's just a constant progression of ability growing and growing and musicianship growing. The last thing I would like to do is thank a couple of important people, family. You know, band directors give a lot of themselves to their students. I often refer to my students as my kids. When I go home, I feel like I have 150 plus kids, plus the one I actually have in my house. So I do sacrifice a lot, and a lot of your band directors sacrifice a lot for their family. And when you live in a home that has 2 band directors, that's a lot of sacrifice. So I want to thank my family, which is on stage at this time, actually. My husband is in the back, Jason Barclift, who was with Purple Band, and my son is actually the first time I've conducted him in the French horn section, Elijah Barclift. So thank you for their support. And then finally, I could not end this without thanking the students on this stage. I mean, from Sunday night, and you would think Sunday night after doing their audition and moving in and just being kind of, what am I doing here kind of thing. They came in, we found where they're sitting, we worked on music first thing Monday morning, and they have been the most respectful, attentive, well-behaved, even with all the ice cream and pizza, well-behaved.